we are getting the spooky return of the Nightveil Hallow for New World, and it's coming on October 18th, but it is looking a little bit like it's new and improved. So let's jump in, look at the article and talk about what you will actually be doing and the rewards that you will get, and maybe the rewards that we don't know about yet. Because of the expansion, some of the players out there might not realize that we get these consistent seasonal events, and each time it's more or less what we had the time before with a few little tweaks. But this time it feels like they're pushing the boat out just a little bit extra. Nothing too crazy though. Anyway, the Nightveil Hallow is going to start on October 18th and end on November 14th. That, by the way, is a Wednesday. I wonder if they're changing the day that they do their patches. Not really relevant to most people, but I care about that. And the simple blurb is this: the Nightveil Hallow returns as Baalphazu, the Marquis of Terror, rises once again on October 18th until November 14th. Banish the shadowy demon back to the darkness. Don unique costumes and play trick or treat for new candy rewards. You can also purchase new and returning event specific items in the shop. So this costume thing is actually new and it sounds really cool. I don't know if they'll push this any further. It looks like and sounds like you basically turn into that character for X period of time. You can transform into these characters and you celebrate the spooky season. You get them from the town centerpieces and Baalphazu himself. So the way this is going to work, for those of you who don't know, in each town there's going to be, it's not like a Christmas tree, but the Christmas tree was the first one we ever had, so it's the one that I always think of. There's going to be a centerpiece, generally like right in the middle. It'll replace the fountain or something like that. And every day you're going to be able to loot that. You can get some of these from them. And the Baalphazu guy, that's going to be on the map. There's going to be like a little icon, which by the way, I hope they make a little bit bigger because it's very hard to see sometimes. And people are just going to go ahead and kill it. Now last time, I think you needed around 20 people to do it. So it's a pretty big boss that you're going to want people to actually do it with. And people will be farming it. They just always do. Unless the rewards end up being like bad, in which case people will pass. But you'll be able to appear as Captain Thorpe, Adiana, a Nubian Reaver, and the Lost Monarch. Cool. And you can see them in the picture if you want to. Now, trick or treat, this section I think is pretty brand new. I don't think we've had this before, but it sounds cool. Once you get into your costume, you can look in each town for these hidden treat baskets, and you can sort of see an example of what it's going to look like. I don't know how hidden they will be if it's just on the side of a path, but in theory you're going to dress up and you have to go to these little baskets. I guess that's sort of akin to like going and knocking on the door and actually doing trick or treat. And inside you will get some armor. Now this is not, as far as I can tell, on New World database, so we don't actually know what this is, or if we do, then I don't actually know what that is. It's only a 10% chance, but I'm not sure what it's going to be. I don't know how good it's going to be. We'll see. My instinct is that they're obviously not going to give you like really best in slot gear in this event. It's obviously a little bit too early since the expansion has only just come out basically. You can get Nightveil tokens. These are basically going to be used at the shop. These events always come with basically a store like the faction vendor, and you can go and buy things from them, emotes, etc. Sometimes patterns, sometimes gear. And the candy, if I'm honest, this candy sort of sounds like it's going to be new stat food. A lot of the other seasonal events have it. This sort of sounds like it's going to be that version, but for Halloween. And it comes in 4 flavors, maybe 4 different stats, or maybe one of them will be magnify and then there'll be luck and then there'll be something else. I don't know. Right, we'll see. It says visit multiple, but I don't know if you can just visit them all. Obviously, it does say that tokens you can only get 3 times a day, but maybe all of them have a chance of the gear. So you can probably just do them all if you really want. I don't know if it'll be worth it, but you can. And then it resets every day. By the way, if you don't know, there's a daily reset at about 5 AM. There's a little extra image of some of the baskets. Again, that one not looking particularly very hidden as it looks to be in the central plaza, but still, like, you know, that's the vibe. Baalphazu, which by the way, I've no idea how you actually say, is obviously back, and it does say join large groups of adventurers, so I guess maybe at least 10. And again, it does say new armor pieces. Now, I don't think these are on the New World database, so I don't know what they are. They're pretty new, so they may not have already added those to the game files. We'll see, right? Maybe somebody from New World database or something like that could be like, no, it's here, and if so, I'll pin a comment, but I don't know what they are. You can get the costumes and you get the Ichor. There's a quest line which I'm pretty sure was in before. Actually, it's just kill the boss and bring him like the Ichor, and that's it, which I guess sort of explains why you do get the Ichor. You get tokens, you get weapon patterns, and we'll come on to these in a minute because they're interesting but not that interesting. And then you get access to the shop. Okay, you can collect additional Ichor and basically get extra rewards. You get more tokens, more patterns, a coin bag, which I'm guessing is going to replace the coin baggies from chests at the minute, but that's not confirmed, that's just speculation. And gypsum, which they just call white. Is that actually the name of it, or does it have a different name? I can't remember. It looks like all of the old event shop items and rewards will be available. So if you missed out on those because maybe you weren't playing the game, you can still get them. But it's really the new ones that are super interesting. There's housing items, a lot of helm skins. I don't know why helms are like the main bit. Quite a few furniture items, a new emote, Tremble in Fear. There's a Possessed Walk, which happens to be Joel's favourite. The Hexed Canopy tent skin, which was in New World database, but I didn't really know where it was coming from, but there you have it. And now they say updated Nightveil patterns. Let's talk about these. Now the patterns are basically going to come in two forms. You're going to have the green patterns and the legendary patterns. Now these legendary patterns, you may be familiar with the old ones, you might not. But the old legendary patterns did actually drop, or craft I should say, at gear score 600, which was effectively the max that you needed before you then went ahead and upgraded them. Now it does not look like you can upgrade these. It looks like once you craft them at gear score 675, they're pretty much stuck there. That's good for all content up until an M2, but obviously at this point a lot of people are probably going to get like ahead of that. I don't think they're really going to hold that much value for the player base, honestly. I think it's just sort of here so they can change it later. It's too early to give you best in slot, so they're not going to give you best in slot, I don't think. In theory, what happens with these types of patterns is that generally they will give you 2 of the perks set and the third one will be rolled. Now, whether or not the first 2 are any good, I mean, my instinct says with the blunderbuss, probably not, but I haven't checked all the weapons. And then obviously, as I said, that third perk will be random. There is a perk bucket, but I'm not really going to go through these. I don't think these are going to be like the hot stuff, right? I just don't see it. I don't think it makes sense. And then with the green patterns, these are different because these actually use your crafting ability. And what I mean by that is they actually require your armoring or your engineering or weaponsmithing. However, there is actually no armor this time, so it's not armoring, but you get the gist. Now, I don't fully know how these will work. I don't know if these will be able to actually be crafted at gear score 700. When I quickly look at the pattern, it says 600 to 675, so I don't know if it can go above that because really there's only a couple of ways of going beyond 675 and getting to 700, and that is mainly the Azov Inductor and the Chromatic Seal. There is another way, by the way. The dungeon replicas can actually go to 700 without those two, just having the prismatics, but ignoring that, I don't know if you whacked in all the prismatics, if you could actually get to 700. My instinct says maybe not. Again, because they're trying to keep BIS away from you. So I suspect that the interesting bits that we don't know about will be the armor pieces. I mean, it's going to be worth doing because of like gold and stuff like that. I would actually get involved in the event. They actually are generally quite fun. Sometimes they can feel a little bit like a chore if you have to go around to every city. Hopefully that's not the case and you can sort of just do a couple. But, you know, this armor piece, again, I don't think it's going to be very good. I don't think it'll be like best in slot. I could be wrong, we'll keep an eye out for it. But the event sounds quite fun. I really like these costume ideas. That's something that we've not seen them do before, like transforming into somebody else. The trick or treat thing, again, it's just sort of expanding on the event. It's like, oh, let's make this event a little bit more interesting. Well, trick or treat's one of the like vibes, so instead of going to like buildings, they're going to have these little like hidden packages. However, they may not be fully hidden. Either way, they're expanded upon it. The boss themselves, I think, is pretty standard, nothing going to be crazy there. And yeah, it looks like they're improving on the content a little bit, and I'm excited for that. It's coming October 18th. That's pretty much like a week away. They'll generally do like a patch around that time to sort of like add the content, switch off some things and all that kind of jazz. I'll keep you abreast of that situation when it happens. I mean, I've been covering New World now for literally over 2 years, so if you want the news, the insight, all that kind of good stuff, make sure you subscribe. I don't normally sell myself like that, but, you know, do it. If you really want to support the channel, becoming a patron is truly the best way. Yes, I really should update this. I will do it. I might even do it right after this video. I'm not going to promise that. But you could also come and follow me over on Twitch. I'm streaming pretty much 6 days a week. I mean, for the last 2 weeks, I've streamed like every day and I haven't missed a day. But the normal day that I miss is Saturday. But you know what? This ain't Saturday. Today's not Saturday. Tomorrow's not Saturday. So come, I should be live. Please. Thank you very much. What you should definitely do though is have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.